if I could just take a moment, we're in this wonderful venue that has so much great history for all of us, right, Chief? With its El Presidente, Mr. Senor Raul Lafitte, where'd he go, and the board? Raul, to you and to the board, for all the things that you allow us, all the great memories that you allow us to have here in your club, here in the great Cuban Lyceum Club, and as president, for your leadership here in the club, and all you do for me, for the city, for everyone in this room, and so many others. Let's give them a round of applause and say thank you.
But now, I will ask you to give a round of applause to our mayor for appointing our first Cuban-American Chief of Police in whole New England. Thank you, Mayor.
Raul made that point. He just came running in and said, you know, I researched it. Not just the area, not just the state, but this whole part of the country. So that just happens to be, I think, as Chief Chapman put it to me, accidental of birth, regardless. We'll get into AJ in a minute. But it's a pleasure and an honor. You know, we all have, and I guess as mayor, you have even more events you go to, and it's so commonplace to go to events, see a group of people, and make a speech, and go through. It's common, but this is rare. This type of event, looking around this room, for the reasons that we're here and the feelings that are here, for the individual that we're here for, is truly an honor to be a part of, and in my humble, is a rare find and a real treasure to be a part of. I did have, and I have had, the pleasure of appointing two extraordinary individuals to lead the police department. Chief Chapman came in under some very difficult times to a community he was introduced to. He didn't know, he knew a lot. He's a quick study, as you know, and he did a phenomenal job, but didn't know the players and the neighborhoods and everything like many of the officers that are here. But he stepped up and with the right tone, with the right attitude, and with the leadership that was needed, moved the department forward, moved the city forward, and we saw safer neighborhoods, and I think the type of progress that made us all proud. So before I even get to AJ or our chief, let's give, while he's sitting here after his kind words, Chief Chapman for his year's dedication, and welcome him back to the city of Bridgeport, and helping make the right type of decisions in the mayor's office with his advice. And of course, AJ and I asked, do we call him Chief, but tonight AJ and I have a long history together, as I think everyone in this room does. And you know, we've been through driving around. We were talking last night with Ray, not just driving around the city together, but driving around the state together. Before he moved up the ranks, and when he used to know. We used to know where Truman Street was in Bridgeport. All of a sudden he moved up to Captain, and we took a ride once. He couldn't find. He took me to the east side. Jimmy took me to the east side to go to Truman Street. I said, AJ, what happened? But we have a lot of good history, and he has now an enormous amount, not only of enormous amount of respect, but an enormous amount of responsibility as chief. And he has, three spheres. I like to look at it, even if we just think about the city. And even this morning, and last night, we were with some of the chiefs from the surrounding towns, and he has relationships there, which are important. But he has his own, his own family, which is one sphere that, without their continued support over his career, and now even more so as chief, it's certainly special to him, but important to all of us in the city, that sphere stays, gives him the strength that he needs to be our chief. And we know that just from looking around the room with the smiles, what a wonderful, beautiful family. Let's give them a round of applause for all their support. I mean the extended family too. We got Max over here. The pleasure, we got Max in the severe. We got Kelly. We got the whole family. So we're inextricably tied in a good way. He has the people of the city of Bridgeport that he serves in every neighborhood, of every walk, in every challenge, from the traffic stops or the parking tickets to, unfortunately, to the most heinous crimes. and has to deal with that. And already, we haven't formally announced it, but since he's taken over, and with the help of the fine men and women of the Bridgeport Police Department, I can tell you that the statistics, that the streets of the city are safer by tenfold in every important category, most importantly in violent crimes and homicides, just with the short time that this man's been leading the department. I think that deserves another round of applause. And Chief Chapman touched on it, and Chief Federo touched on it too. It's great to be a leader, it's great to be called chief and all that stuff, but if you don't have a team, starting with the deputy chiefs and the captains and the lieutenants and the sergeants and the patrolmen and the new class, that understand the commitment and the challenges of leadership, whether it's, especially when you rise through the ranks and you work with guys and you're close with them. And I know this in my job, when you're close with people and you're in a position where not only do you have to do what's kind and what's human, but you have to do sometimes what's difficult in making decisions. That he has the family of the department. And probably most importantly, in his success, it isn't really what I do and it isn't really what the rest of us do. It's going to be how this family works together and supports this chief. His success, ultimately the success of the department, and because it's so critical, the future success of this city for all of us rests in how that kind of comes together. And so far, I think those statistics, certainly we applaud the chief, but I applaud and everyone applauds the department. Obviously the morale, in my view anyways, I'm not there with you, but I think the results that we've seen didn't just happen because of the change of weather, because that's just not, there's no answer for it except for the fine work, the morale, the leadership, the camaraderie that I think has come together in such a way that it's really starting to make the type of difference that we're always proud of the department, but we can be even prouder of because of the results. On a parting note, before I get to a few more personal comments, when he took over at a very difficult time. Transitions, my transition in and a transition out, state budget problems, they're cutting back, city budget problems. So every day when he comes up, sometimes with Chuck or whoever he brings to, tries to bring 3 or 4 guys in there so he has some support, trying to push me. All the tough decisions, all the bad news, if there's any, we try to minimize it. They might trickle back to the department. It's not his fault, it's my fault. And they come in and they beat me up and they yell and scream on your behalf. And right now we're going through a difficult time. So understand, he's your guy. He's up there when he comes up to the mayor's office or goes before the city council. He's fighting for resources and everything that you want to happen in the department. And we'll get there. Just be patient because you got a great chief leading this department. You got a great chief leading this department. Lastly, on a personal note, it's wonderful to have AJ leading the department and to see the smiles on so many faces when you do, you make a lot of decisions as mayor. And I said, okay, I've been in there for a few months. I did at least, if I did nothing else and I make 100 wrong, I think I did at least 1 right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you for giving me one good opportunity to make the right decision and what you achieved.